Go down again.
Of course. All right, Tom, thank you. You know what? You can help bring a local child joy this holiday season by taking part in the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. It's easy to do. Just pick an angel card from the tree at Fayette Mall or a Whitaker Bank location in Lexington or Georgetown. We have a complete listing of the locations along with more information on our website, lex18.com. This program runs through December 8th. Several dog food brands have been recalled over vitamin D concerns, and 9 million fewer people shopped on Black Friday than a year ago. Jane King has these stories and so much more. It's today's Business Report.
More than 165 million Americans shopped either in stores or online during the 5-day period from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday. That was more than expected, but well below the 174 million during the same period last year. This is according to the National Retail Federation. Well, the average U.S. shopper spent $313 over that period, down from last year's $335. Experts say it may not be as bad as it sounds. People are spreading out their spending over the entire holiday season. Well, Major League Baseball became the latest U.S. sports league to partner with a gaming operator. It's reached a multi-year deal with MGM Resorts. MGM Sportsbooks will begin to utilize baseball's official statistics feed and have access to enhanced stats on an exclusive basis. Now, Major League Baseball's intellectual property like league and team logos will appear in MGM advertising and at the company's sportsbooks. And MGM will have a presence at the All-Star Game and World Series. Several brands of dog food are being recalled because they could have elevated levels of vitamin D. That can cause vomiting, loss of appetite, increased thirst, increased urination, excessive drooling, and weight loss. The brands are Evolve Puppy, Sportsman's Pride Large Breed Puppy, and Triumph Chicken and Rice Dog Food. The food was sold in many retail stores throughout the U.S. If you happen to have it, just throw it out. And Apple is giving customers up to an extra $100 off on top of the normal trade-in values when picking up a new iPhone XS or XR. The special trade-in bonus ranges from $25 to $100, depending on which model you have. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your business update.
All right, Jane, thanks so much. Let's take a look and see how stocks are performing. Dow Jones Industrial recouping nicely, up 428 points right now. It's at 25,176. NASDAQ Composite, the same, up 115 points. It's at right now at 71.97. Today is National Package Protection Day. With record sales on Cyber Monday, those online orders will soon start showing up on doorsteps, vulnerable to thieves. On this day last year, over 33 million front doors were receiving Cyber Monday package deliveries, and this year it's expected to be about 25% higher. Here are some tips, though, to keep deliveries safe. First, join a neighborhood watch. Smart home technology, including smart doorbells and cameras, can help deter thieves or at least help law enforcement track them down. We're officially in proposal season. You're likely to see social media feeds lighting up with ring selfies and engagements in the coming months. Between now and February, nearly 40% of annual engagements are set to take place. That's approximately 700,000 couples spending an estimated $4.4 billion on engagement rings. The average price for that engagement ring, about $6,300, according to The Knot. It's a wedding website. The average time spent planning a proposal, about 4.5 months. Many people who make health decisions for older adults don't know what their loved one truly wants. It's according to a new Yale study of about 300 seniors and their health surrogates. 75% of surrogates felt very confident about their family members' preferences in case of a serious illness, but just 1 in 5 actually knew what the patient wanted. Experts say health surrogates should be more involved in discussions about advanced care planning. A new study suggests women who have a higher risk of developing breast cancer might want to begin annual mammogram screenings at age 30. Women with dense breasts or with either a personal or family history of breast cancer would benefit the most from the early screenings. Researchers in New York studied data from over 5 million mammograms over an 8-year period. Younger women with at least one of the risk factors had similar cancer detection rates when compared to those in their early to mid-40s who were at average risk. And more new research from the Netherlands suggests hypnotherapy just might help people with irritable bowel syndrome. The study found IBS patients who underwent individual or group hypnotherapy sessions felt better, although the severity of their symptoms did not improve. In fact, most patients were still enjoying the benefits 9 months after their treatments. Chris?
An unusual art gallery is open in England. We'll tell you more.